another Eurovision review for Tel Aviv 2019. This one may be a little bit controversial because I'm going to talk about Australia, who has become, since they were first allowed to participate, become a big favorite. And I have to point out they are one of my big favorites too. They have sent some of the absolutely best songs of the past few years since they started competing. But it was only to be expected that it would be a little different this year, because this is the first year where they haven't just picked a song. They have had a national contest, as most European countries do. Not all of us, but most of us, and that doesn't necessarily lead to the same type of result. So this year what they're sending, the song is called Zero Gravity, is performed by Kate Miller-Heidke. Not sure how to pronounce that. I think it must be one English name and one German name put together. She's an opera singer, I understand. And it's more of a show than a song, because she's wearing an absolutely insane outfit, which makes her, I don't know, 10 meters tall. And there's a person behind her, part of the show. Looks quite strange. And my personal opinion, I'm not a super fan of the song. I kind of like that type of song as a general rule, but I feel like this just doesn't really go anywhere. You keep waiting for it to sort of explode into the stratosphere, and it just never does. But it's fun. It has a lot of fun elements. I like the, coloratura? I'm not sure how you pronounce that or how to say that in English. There are quite a few things I like, and she has a pretty good voice, so there are a lot of positive elements, but in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, nothing more, but I feel like this is kind of borne out by historical results, not talking about Australia now, but generally. If there are too many elements in the presentation of a song, that tends to, partly it distracts from the song, so nobody ends up remembering the actual song, but they remember, like, what was Australia's song? I had no idea what it was called, but it was with that woman in the silver giant dress with the thing on her head and that person in the background. So you don't remember the song, you remember all these weird elements of the presentation, and partly that leads people to think, subconsciously, that this isn't really a good song. Because if it was a good song, you could just have her alone on stage, she could just sing the song. But they have to distract us with all these other weird elements that would not be necessary if the song was strong enough to just stand on its own. That's not necessarily true, but it is something, a thought that comes up, I think, instinctively in a lot of people. It certainly does for me. And it is very distracting, whether it is true or not that the song isn't strong enough to hide behind this. So I can understand why a lot of people would like this, because it is fun, and the show, even though it has a lot of distracting elements, it is related to the song, the theme of the song, so it kind of makes sense, but I feel like they are detracting from the strength of their own song by not allowing it to stand on its own. I have no idea how this will do. I think that a lot of people would think that it's fun. But whether they think it's fun enough to make them vote for it, that's another story. And I think a lot of people will be distracted from listening to the actual song. So I have no idea. I wish them the best of luck. I love having them in the contest. I think it's great. And if they're going to continue with the with their national selection as a contest, I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see what they come up with in the future. So best of luck to Australia. If this looks in Tel Aviv the way that it looked in their national selections, it's going to be interesting to see whether people are able to focus on the song, which is what we're there to vote for. We'll see.